is hump day. Yesterday at the end of the show, I said enjoy the rest of your hump day. I'm trying to push the week along as fast as. Well, because the Browns game is on Saturday this week,
moved up a day.
Everything is moved up a day. Everything's all goofed up. But welcome to our Wednesday show.
By the way, that's a dope shirt. Where you get that from, dog?
That's my dude, Matt Colleague, man.
You got the VIP.
Colleague Racing.
You got the VIP shirt.
Well,
do we all get one of those?
I'm saying.
Do we all want one?
Yes.
Extra
I
large.
mean, we can
want
easily all
shirts.
get one.
I got a
Extra
hat
large.
too. I already got the hat. I'm all for
That would have went good.
I follow
with
him
my
on
shoes.
Twitter, and I'm seeing all these like NASCAR tweets, and I'm like, I don't know if I've said this, but I was actually in a NASCAR. Did I mention this before?
No.
I was in a NASCAR fantasy league when I was working.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Things I never expected to hear.
He said he was actually good.
I got lucky. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Right.
But I was in a NASCAR fantasy league when I was working in Utica, New York.
Right.
Because
'Cause
in
it's
upstate
big
New
there.
York, it's big.
Big,
Huge.
yeah.
We used to carry, I eventually was the program director of the station as well as being the host, and I used to carry all the NASCAR races.
Wow.
And people would listen to it. But anyway, we did a NASCAR fantasy league. And I was like, oh, I know Jeff Gordon. I'll take him. And it was the year that Jeff Gordon, I think, either won the championship or whatever.
Was always
I
in.
had no clue what I was doing. I got lucky and I won somehow.
Crazy.
Total luck.
He's got a NASCAR fantasy league trophy somewhere in his house.
And I know, and we know NASCARs by the jackets, right? Because we just so the jackets for us was like if you had the NASCAR jackets in high school was like $300, $400, the racing joints, right?
Damn.
So you would be like, yo, the
No,
hottest.
you ain't getting that.
Tony, they got the Kellogg's dude, the Tony the Tiger. Everyone loved that. The M&M's, they loved that. They loved the Tide. Tide was huge. DuPont was good. Well, I think that was Jeff Gordon. And there's one more. Oh, obviously, they wouldn't let us wear it because it was alcohol, but everybody knew who the Budweiser people were.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Budweiser.
You had one?
Of course I had one.
Oh, you
I
got,
came
so you
late.
got money. Is
Hey,
what
they
you
were in
said.
vogue back in the day,
He
man.
got money.
But then they had to get sacrificed because you get old. And then Avrex jackets came in to point.
Okay.
Avrex,
And the NASCAR jacket went to the
they
closet.
had to go back. And
Starters.
them starter boys. Well, starter
a quick
boys
note,
first.
by the way, on NASCAR. We used to have the race at Burke, the IndyCar Grand Prix race.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, no, we didn't. It was great. It was 4th of July weekend, and it was big. It was a well-attended event. They've moved it out. Indy doesn't come here anymore. But I've thought for years, why not bring a NASCAR road race to Burke? Because it's big enough to do the course.
I like that. Can
So-
they can't do it through the city?
It's
Well, they
possible-
should tear
well, they
down
could.
Burke and build a bunch of things, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah, but that would NASCAR would become big in Cleveland if they had a regular stop. Because really, we don't have anything even close to us right now. They go to Indianapolis, but other than that, you gotta get in your car and drive. So imagine if there was a NASCAR race downtown Cleveland,
Oh, man.
where they shut things down for a weekend. That could be big.
I want them going through Tower City. The third curve is right
not?
off
Wouldn't that be something?
my progressive field moving around. They used to do that. I got into the X Games because they used to do through San Francisco. They used to do luges and different things like that. I always loved the X Games. So
How about making the turn on 90 at Dead Man's Curve there?
Oh,
I like what you're doing. I like what you're doing.
I don't know if that would end well, though.
No.
Absolutely.
Hey, they do hairpin turns though on these
That's
courses.
true.
On
Not
the
at
Grand
all.
Prix course.
that'd be fire.
Hey, real quick, you mentioned Jay's shirt off the top here. Take tagboard fold. Did you guys see the white face mask the Browns are going to wear this weekend?
Hate
Real
them.
quick, let's get your thoughts on that.
Ooh, hate him.
Hate them.
You don't like that?
Unless you're gonna bring back. I hate the
You
white
rock
face
that
mask.
You rocked all white when you feeling
Nah, bro.
godly.
No. You tried to fool us again. Hey, listen. Once again, you fooled us again.
You know, I had everybody drinking the
No,
Kool-Aid.
no.
And you talk about being fooled.
You know who got nice helmets? The Bengals got nice helmets. Them all
white ones.
the white Tiger Power
you
Ranger
want them to do
Bengals joint.
So if they
is
go-
fire.
If they gonna change the helmet, they
You
need
gonna
to change the helmet.
You gonna give me a face mask? Where's our white helmet at?
We don't
Where's
have-
our black uniforms
Do we
at?
have
Where's
any-
the gunmetal grays? Can we get that off?
What does a classic helmet, Browns helmet, look like?
Our
What it
helmets
look like now?
aren't that.
That's what I'm saying.
All they
So,
have.
For 90 years we had that.
so how is they gonna give a throwback or something?
Bro, come up with something creative. You could have gave us the white helmet.
It's the Browns.
Oh my goodness. But But bro, you know how many white?
Next year, I bet they have the alternate white helmet because all the teams are doing it.
They should put Paul Brown's picture on it.
We don't never. I feel like a little kid. We don't never get nothing.
Why we can't have nice things?
We can't have nothing nice.
It's like other teams, their team names are not a color.
Look at that. Look at
so
that.
they can have whatever color they want, but it feels like you have to have brown because they're the Browns.
What's wrong with that? That's classy.
Oh my God.
And that helmet, that face
That's
mask
not a
is
great.
great.
That's not a white face.
We are the Penn State
What about a
of
brown
the league.
helmet? What about a brown?
I love all browns.
Yeah.
Give me an all brown. If you would give me an all, there's so many fan concepts that's so fire.
Yeah.
I just don't
Gee,
understand.
You
it,
know what I
man.
would take over that?
What?
A winning season.
We can't even have that. We ain't got that
By
either.
the way, you
we
mentioned
get a
Penn
winning
State.
season.
Shout out to my niece Ava, who just got accepted to Penn State.
Shout out.
That's
Tell
a
her she
good
wants
school.
to go to San Diego State.
Tell her to
So who
apply.
doesn't?
She wants to get as far away from her
So
parents.
Penn
as
State
she
was your
can.
safety school.
Yeah.
Tell her to apply for the Ohio State
Quick
University.
rundown of what's coming up. DeQuell Jackson's going to be here. We'll catch up with him. We missed him last week because of the Achilles.
Speaking of DeQuell, by the way, we were having a conversation before the show. Earl brought it up. Is DeQuell the Browns' best linebacker since '99?
Yes.
I can think of one
I
off
think
the
he-
top of my head that was better.
Me.
That's yes.
You can or you can't?
I can't.
I can't either.
We tried. We named
No,
them.
we actually did name a few.
well, you
We had a
mentioned-
li-
I mentioned Demario Davis, but he wasn't
he wasn't
Demario
great that
Davis.
year.
Yeah,
he
not
wasn't good.
They
good.
should have never let him go.
Not at
I
all.
know.
But
So I
who-
think DeQuell is probably the best linebacker the Browns have had in the last quarter century.
I go by his Madden grade. He was an 88. He's
Yeah.
88.
What
he
is
has
our
some
line?
speed.
What is
Because
our
of the
linebackers
Browns-
grades so bad?
Oh, they're terrible now.
Overall, no. What was there at the beginning?
The year overall?
Well, I would imagine what J.O.K. or Anthony Walker would be the highest.
JOK would probably be a
Walker.
79. Walker maybe a 81. 82 speed.
He's the best linebacker I could remember.
No, I think he is, and
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean,
No
just the
more
fact that we-
reliable. Like we talked about it. Like, and that's the way they play defense. And DeQuell has talked about it. He didn't make a ton of plays in the backfield because they didn't play that way. But
Right.
like he was the most every year he'd have 120 tackles, 130 tackles.
Always the leading tackler
Yeah.
every game.
He was the god of the 3-yard tackle.
Yeah.
DeQuell, how many yards you get? DeQuell had 19 tackles.
Yeah.
All of them was between a 4 and a 7-yard gain.
Yeah.
We'd take that guy now, wouldn't we?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. He was like such a reliable guy.
They should have blitzed him more,
So
too.
he's coming.
Yeah.
DeQuell's going to be on the show, and we'll ask him about that. We'll ask him
Sione
who are the
Takitaki.
other great linebackers that the Browns have had since. By the way, they've devalued the position.
Oh, absolutely.
They've completely devalued the
It was
position.
clear
We'll
as
see how that's
day.
working out.
I
for them.
hope that worked.
Robert Smith. It said on the slate that Robert was going to be on the show. Robert had another commitment. We lost
Last
Robert
minute
today.
cancel, yeah, he's
So
gonna
we
try
lost
coming back
Robert.
later
Robert
this
will be
week.
back next week. We're doing true or false, and McNuggets teased this as a special true or false.
It is special. You guys will find out about 12:15. I'm
Okay.
not
excited
give you
about
any
that.
preview. It's going to give away why it's so special, but this is a unique
Yeah.
edition of True or False.
All right, we look forward to that. And it's Waiver Wire Wednesday. That means we're going to have Dave Richard on the show. I finished third in my league in points for, 9th out of 12 in the standings, missed the playoffs.
You know,
That's a flaw.
you should do what in the two big money leagues I do. We made a rule change 6 years ago. We have 6 teams make the playoffs out of 12.
Yeah.
Top 5 teams are the 5 best records.
Ooh, I like what you're doing
But
now.
the 6th team
Is the next
is the
best
Whichever
points
of the
for.
other 7 has the most points.
Wow, I love that. I would be in. And honestly, I'm not far from being first in points.
Right.
Like it's
You've
just,
obviously had bad luck.
I've had terrible
You
luck.
play
So
the team that-
I've
yeah.
lost 3 games this year by a point or less.
Yeah.
I lost a game where I scored 190, but the leading scorer that week had 210, and the next
Yeah.
highest score that week was 160.
Yeah.
Now, there's 4
that
losses right
sucks.
there, and I finished 6 and 8.
What is
In
our
the
league,
Ultimate
top
Cleveland
4?
Sports Show League, the top 4 finishers will be the top 4 points scorers.
Well, I ain't
Should
in
we
it.
save,
Nice.
by the way, should we
Nice.
save our last place drama that's actually ensuing now for
Who?
Dave Richard, or for now? Do you just want to get
Do
into
it now real
right
quick.
Yeah, let's talk about it while we're doing fantasy. Who's in last currently?
I could have
Well,
beat
Tim
Bull
Couch.
last week. and
So
I'm
Tim's going to have to
sorry.
do
No,
a stand-up set.
Tim's not going to do
Tim
stand-up.
Why
apparently
not?
He should.
We can ask him. Tim's a man of his word.
Yeah, Tim told us he didn't want to play. We kind of forced him to play. He
forced
said
him
his
to play,
lineup
so.
all week, all year.
Which we won't
What
do
an
next
event,
year.
though. If we could get Tim Couch to come to Cleveland to do a stand-up
We
It
should
would
at
be
least
so-
ask him, Mike. I agree with
We
Jay.
could ask
at
him,
least
right.
ask
I
him.
mean, look, the dude played quarterback for the Browns. He can handle a hostile crowd.
True. So here's
get a
the
lot of
other
publicity.
And the
dilemma.
crowd wouldn't be hostile. They'd love it, even if
It
he
would
sucked.
be a sellout,
Yeah.
number
Yes,
one,
one.
and it would make news.
It would be
Man.
It would
awesome.
make national news.
It would.
And we'll donate it to
My
the
only
people
chance of
of
making the
Kentucky
playoffs
for the
is
floods or
having
hurricanes.
That's a great idea.
I know.
A proceeds
Okay.
of the
And I
of the
dropped
gate go
the
to help the
Patriots
flood victims in
defense
Kentucky.
I
Which,
will-
by the way,
The biggest
they're still
mistake
digging
I
out
made.
down there. The country has moved on and forgotten all about them, but they're still digging out.
I will ask Tim. If
Okay.
Tim does not want to do it, there is some drama building. I beat first place G. Bush last week.
I don't. Some.
To
save
put
the day.
myself,
Wait, you did?
I did to put myself in a position.
Yeah.
If
It
I
was-
win this week and Anthony loses, we tie for last.
Right. And Anthony's got
no.
15 more points
And
right
Anthony's
now.
comedy
15
team.
more points than
Well,
me.
it'd be who? Yeah, I think they should do it together.
Yeah. I
By
think
the
so,
way-
too. Like Martin and
By the way,
Martin and Lewis.
Anthony had agreed to do it together, and Mike shot him down. Said whoever's at the least amount of points.
I think we vote on it because I would love to see a comedy duo.
I'm
And
just
by the
glad
way,
that
if
I ain't
one
in
sets
it.
him up and
comedy
the other knocks him down.
stylings of Anthony and Mike.
And by the way, that will be. We should put that on YouTube.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
listen,
It'll be
live,
filmed.
live, like Penn and
I
Teller.
am
No,
so
live,
glad
not
that
And
film,
I
remember,
live
it's
was
going
stream.
to be at Pickwick and Frolic before a Mike Polk show. So we'll have a
Yeah.
there'll be a real audience.
That's
on
going to be a
top
fun
of
night.
all of us.
I've
It's gonna
gone
be
to
a
a
great
Mike
night.
Polk show.
I'ma be
Those are
there.
We'll
fun
send
nights.
out when we know
I'ma be
finalize
there.
the details. We will make
Hammered.
sure you guys know
All right.
everything about it.
I'll be
By the
hammered,
way-
too,
I'm a
bro.
ham. Hey,
By the way-
I'm getting my wife to drive me. She don't drink.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
about to be hammered. Front row.
Me too.
Gonna be heckling Mike and Anthony.
Tomatoes.
By the way, because we're only doing 4 playoff teams since it's 10 teams, we still have one more week of the regular season, but the playoffs are set.
Are you in?
Yes, it's
Good.
me, G, Earl,
and
and
Jason.
Jason. are gonna be the
Which
4
is good.
teams.
Which is-
G has got way ahead
On
in terms
points?
of point.
Yeah.
Me, G, and Earl have the same record. G is way ahead in points.
Don't you know I got
He's
Cooper
like
Kupp?
150 ahead of the two of us.
Cooper Kupp is in
Earl's
it.
got like 8 more points
If
than I
Cooper
do.
Kupp was not done,
Yeah.
I'd run away with
Yeah, I
it.
know.
But
Yeah.
But all it takes is one loss in the playoffs.
Yes,
No,
it
I know.
is.
You can have one
You
bad
just
week.
lost to me.
I
One bad week.
haven't been trending well.
Out of my 4,
No.
out of my 4 leagues, I'm making the playoffs in 2.
Good job.
So,
Well done.
50%.
All right, let's get on with the show, shall we? Deshaun Watson gets his first home crowd, his
Yeah.
first friendly fire crowd. And there was some talk on the morning call that there may be some hostile Browns fans towards him. That's not going to happen.
No.
Browns fans aren't going to come to the stadium
No.
to boo Deshaun Watson. If you
No.
don't like Deshaun Watson and you're a Browns fan, don't go to the game.
You're just not going to go.
Yeah,
And if there are fans that want to go and boo, they'll be so small in number
You
they'll be
won't hear
drowned
it.
out. You'll never hear it.
No.
Yeah.
How do we expect Deshaun Watson to look? How will he look different in front of a home crowd as opposed to the first 2 road crowds?
Well, I think he does. I think he will feed off the energy. You want to. This is okay. So if, in his mind, first of all, he hears a lot of stuff. He sees the signs. He even admitted that
I'm human.
It bothers
Yeah.
him. Yeah. So when he comes here and he plays, I think to him, he wants to show everybody, hey, yes, some mistakes was made. I put y'all through a rough situation, but I need to come out here and put a show on so y'all will understand the type of player that I am. And I think that this game should be tailor-made for him to go out there and showcase his talent.
Even against a really tough defense.
Yep. I mean, what better way to show that you're a great quarterback than going out there and doing well against a good defense?
So you expect it to be his best performance yet, and a significant
It's
improvement.
gonna be. It's
from what
not
we've
going to
seen.
be easy. I'm gonna tell you that right
Right.
now. It's not
Yeah.
because the Baltimore's defense is for
buy
real
that?
now.
I'm with Tyvis on this. In Deshaun Watson's first game back, he didn't look like an NFL quarterback.
Not at all.
No.
In his second game back, he looked like a below average NFL quarterback, but at least he looked like an NFL quarterback. I think this week, he's going to look like a good quarterback. I don't think he's going to be elite Deshaun Watson. I don't know if we'll see that until next year. I think we'll see it, but I don't know if we'll see it till next year. But I expect him to play well, and I expect the Browns to play well. Everything points to the Ravens. Obviously the defense has been great, and after the Browns lost last week, we're going to find out. For all the criticism of the coach, we're going to find out these next 4 weeks. Is this team still playing with heart? Are this team still fighting to the end?
Yeah.
Right.
I think we'll see it. I think
You
coming
think they
home,
go 3-1 down the stretch?
I think they're going to go 3-1. I think this is one of the 3 games they're going to win. I think Deshaun Watson's going to have a very good game. Browns are favored against the Ravens
I was
because
surprised
of the
about that.
Ravens quarterback situation.
Right. It's unclear yet. Still.
Right. It's definitely well, I shouldn't say definitely no Lamar, but I can't imagine
I
he's
can't
gonna
imagine
play.
he plays either.
Their backup, Tyler Huntley, who's serviceable.
He had a concussion,
He got
right?
hurt too, so we don't know about him.
Right.
Their third string I never heard of this guy, Anthony
Brown.
Brown.
He's terrible.
I hadn't either.
He was bad in college.
Yeah, like
Well, who
He's
was
not
it
good in
that
the
said on the
pros.
show he was so bad in pregame that they actually had their long snapper throwing passes?
Yeah.
Facts.
Getting ready to maybe play
Right.
quarterback.
So they go. So
I'm surprised they didn't pick somebody else up this
I
year.
was too. I thought
what,
for sure they'd make a
yeah.
move.
Well, I mean, if you think about it like this, pick somebody up for what? What's the Browns' worst thing? Stopping the run.
not the
We're
Browns.
gonna run the ball.
Well, but you still want to have a quarterback
Yeah.
that can throw the ball.
For what? We gonna run the ball. They can't
What
stop
if you're
it.
down 14-0?
Run the ball.
Yeah,
Run
but
the
hey,
ball.
come on.
Now the Browns know they're going to run it, but that doesn't necessarily mean
Exactly.
anything.
I'm about to say, I didn't watch
So
historic
you're thinking
performances
then,
against
so
the Browns.
your
run.
formula for the Ravens is like what, 80-20 run?
Yeah.
Okay, so those 20%, you still got to put the ball in the
But
air.
the reality
little
is,
hitch
guys,
routes, little hitches,
Yeah.
little
Check down
screen,
charges.
screen
Hold on.
passes.
the Browns' run defense, which is obviously bad, has not been as bad lately. It's like early in the year to the midpoint,
It
they
peaked.
were
Falcons,
all-time
Chargers.
bad.
We watched them.
Did
Falcons,
Joe Mixon
Chargers.
not ice the game with a long run?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
wasn't tackling nobody.
Now, what
In
am I
what?
about to say?
What's that?
Joe Mixon didn't ice the game with like a
Yeah, but
40-yard run?
like the Browns, I'm not saying the Browns' run defense is good now.
He just
I'm
said-
saying it's
yeah.
not all-time bad
Against
the
the
last
Falcons
few
and the
weeks.
Chargers, we were watching this defense
Yeah.
thinking they were made of water.
Now it's just a
At
bad
least
run
now,
defense and
they're
not
not-
an all-time bad
Who
run
have they,
defense.
Cyrus, who have they stopped? And
The Buccaneers didn't run the ball.
Well, I got-
because they chose to stop running
I
running
hear
the
you.
ball.
But the last few weeks, it hasn't been as bad.
In the words of the great Keith Sweat, nobody.
I'm about to say we ain't gonna.
All right, on the D Watson thing, what? So we kind of said that he was a D in week 1, maybe even an F. He was a B- last week, a big improvement. What is he this week?
You know me. It's G. Bush, a.k.a. the Duke of the Reach.
A plus.
Duke of the Reach.
I reach. I'm the best reacher in the game.
A plus plus,
Right? Hey, but we're not going to reach. We're not going to be knee-jerk God today. And by the way, my mom says, don't call yourself a God. She's very religious. I was just joking. So I'm looking at this game, and I need, look, 276. 300 is makeup, right?
Well, let me tell you before you say that.
Right.
Amari Cooper's not 100%. Go
Okay.
ahead with your statement.
He needs about 300.
Yeah.
It's about time for that 300. And I'm not talking about Leonidas them. You need that 300 quickly because there is
I
some,
want touchdowns.
What is wrong with you?
2. I'll take 2 touchdowns.
I'm not worried about the
300.
yardage total.
Oh, I am. It's
I'm
all
worried
window
about-
Oh, I am.
It's just
I am.
we need all the window dressing we can get. Let me give you a look into this window. So tickets, people was buying them for $100 before the season. They're now $8.
Yeah.
I saw that.
seen that
$8.
too.
It's gonna be
$8.
cold as hell outside. And guess what?
It could be snowing.
It could be snowing.
It's essentially a night game at 4:30. That's a
Hold
night
it
game.
off.
Doesn't matter.
Off by the first
Yeah.
quarter.
I'll
So
be in the
it's
box.
a Saturday, and
Yeah.
think about this, man. This is where the wheels could fall off a little bit. Like them games at the end of the year. Think Eric Mangini. Them last 4 games, he was trying to work his magic. If Deshaun Watson throws for 300, 330. That's a Christmas. Everybody good.
Yeah.
Everybody. Because guess what? The people can say, "Oh, look at this nice toy I got for Christmas. We're going to be good next year."
But gee, if he throws for 245 with 2 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown,
Oh, we take that
I'll
too.
love
I'll take that.
I take that too.
Now, does that come with a win?
and a win, sure.
Okay. If you get 2,
I'll take 10 passing yards and no touchdowns if it comes with a 3-0 win. I don't care.
If it come with the win.
You're just
Yeah.
desperate at
Just
this
get the
point.
dub.
But if you get, for Coach Stefanski, the best thing that can happen for him this year is to say, wow, this offense looks
Right.
markedly better.
You want
This
the
is-
offense to look great the
And
rest
they,
of the way.
they look great. He goes into the offseason and he can sell his plan. But if they limp in, and God forbid they take an L to this random guy, what's his name?
Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown.
AB is what they
Anthony
call
Brown
him.
sounds like a Senate lead All-American. He's going to Kent. It
does.
Coach Ted Ginn Sr.
Yeah.
vouches
It
for him.
does sound
Hey,
like
Anthony
this.
Brown. Tony Brown is playing for Euclid. Like, I get
That's a
it.
generic name right there.
That's very.
He only threw the ball 5 times. See what I'm saying? They running the ball.
See, look, man.
It's
he-
cold
He didn't play the whole
He's got a
game.
pot belly, too.
He out of shape.
What
Kind
coordinator?
of looks like Cardale there, doesn't it?
Hey.
He got the turkey. He got the turkey
I'm
arm.
not lying, though.
He got the turkey arm. His forearm is out of shape. How your forearms be out of shape? Like you gotta have.
He hasn't thrown the ball.
Oh my
Y'all
God.
There is no way you
Y'all
can
dead
lose
wrong.
to that man.
I feel like we need to do an
ever.
Anthony Brown true or false.
We
Straight
should
up.
have.
Hey, that might be it.
That might be it.
Hey, I'll tell you this: the line right now is 3 points. Browns
Yeah.
are favored.
Oh,
And it's
If
gone up.
Anthony-
It opened at 2.5.
If Anthony Brown is announced as the Ravens
and
starting
they stay
quarterback,
at 3.
and it stays at 3,
We in
free
trouble.
money. It's gonna go way up if he's announced as
Listen,
starting
the
quarterback.
Browns are
but-
not good
There's no
enough
such thing as
to
free
be
money.
free money.
Listen,
No,
all
they're
I
not.
know is when I watch these last, 4 or 5 games?
Yeah.
4 games.
What I need to see, we're going to find out 1 or 2 things. I'm going to let you know something.
It's
I got to
dangerous.
sit up.
This is dangerous.
Tony told me.
sitting up
Tony
too.
told me to sit up.
We gotta sit up more.
So listen. Put the camera on me, Steve. these last 4 games, you're gonna find out whether people love the game of football or they just here for the money. That's what these last 4 games. Because if you love it, you going out there, you just going balls to the wall for the rest of the year. You going all out because you love playing football.
Yep.
If it's just about the money, listen, what we got? 58 minutes. All right, come on, let's hurry up and get this over with
Yeah,
because
you
I'm
can
already
tell.
thinking about the
And
offseason.
this is the time of the year where it jumps
Yeah,
off the screen.
yeah, where your chances is slim to like none of making the playoffs. Like we just out
Tony
here.
Brown told you got to sit up.
No, not
more?
Tony Brown.
Tony Martinez.
Tony Martinez.
And to your point, Titus, we had this intense conversation this morning, folks, on our group text chat. It started off with G and
Hey,
Guys,
Titus.
we're
We're
doing
doing
the
this
show
topic
on
tomorrow.
text messages
it's
tonight.
G's fault.
This topic
I look
tomorrow.
at my phone,
I won't be
50
here, but it's
text
G's.
I'm not
messages.
getting into the details, Mike. I'm
I
not
just
getting
threw
into
it
the
out
details.
there.
No, because G mine was made up before
But
he
we
threw
had
it out there.
We had a very intense conversation about Kevin Stefanski. That was a really good. I thought a really good
You
conversation.
can say
via
the
text.
question. Let's not do the debate. Let's save the debate
Yeah,
for tomorrow.
we're going to
We can
save the
tease it
debate.
now.
I'm not
Yeah.
bringing.
The question was an intriguing question, G.
Right, but I bring it up because the initial question was, is 3 years enough to evaluate a coach?
Yes.
And obviously, G was bringing that up because of Stefanski. And I think, we all had our points in that, and we'll get to it tomorrow. But I think these last 4 games, as Tyvis just said, to me, if this team plays hard, then they still believe in Stefanski.
Right.
Yes.
If they quit and they crater, that says a lot about Stefanski, too.
And Jason Lloyd, who goes into the locker room after the games,
Yeah.
talks to the players, he insisted on yesterday's show he has not lost a player on this team. He thinks
what he
that
said.
he thinks that the defensive coordinator has.
Yes.
All right.
But he doesn't think that the team has given up on Kevin Stefanski. So we're going to
Yeah.
do that tomorrow.
Right.
That's should be a good debate. And
Yeah.
basically the question is just that. How much time do you need to decide whether you've got the right coach?
Right.
Right.
Because with Stefanski, the sample is incredibly off the charts. You had a great season where he was coach of the year and they made the playoffs. In COVID,
Yep.
you had 2 subpar seasons where
Right.
his teams were riddled with injuries.
Right.
Riddled. So is that enough time? And that's going to be a hot debate tomorrow because
Yeah.
I had 50 freaking messages on my phone today. I thought we were
It's
doing
G's
this show on-
fault.
And by the way,
G's fault.
and by the way, I was asking as just an ask.
No, you
it
wasn't.
wasn't a loaded question.
No,
Yes,
Tyvus
it
said,
was.
Tyvus said, you're asking a question you already know the answer to.
No,
Look, he's smirking.
Really?
He's smirking.
Really? I was just trying
Wait a minute.
I
He-
was just trying to pose a question
No,
to my
he
colleagues.
asked me a question. I answered it, and the way he responded told me he had his answer already. So what's the point of
I
answering the
wanted
question?
Tyvus's opinion on
No,
it.
you didn't.
And they really just jumped on me. I was asking.
I wish we could show the
Chief
text
got
messages.
accosted.
I don't think you got accosted.
It was textual assault.
I thought it was a good debate.
They got you.
Jay, that's good. Textual assault is good. Hey,
They were
before,
all
Great
over
one.
you.
That was
Mike,
great.
before we bring DeQuell in,
Yeah.
I do want to talk about JOK going to the IR because as Tyvus
Yes,
said, the game
yes.
plan on Sunday for Baltimore is going to be run the ball,
Yeah.
run the ball, and then run the ball again. They're down to their 5th, 6th, and 7th string linebackers.
Which is just,
with
that's
JOK
incredible.
On the
No,
IR.
it is. I don't think I've ever seen that guy.
Man.
It's impeccable. Improbable.
Why would you not run the ball?
Oh, they gonna
This
get,
is a
Well, they're going to run the ball.
that one.
They gonna
that,
get
it
that
don't
work.
matter who I could go play quarterback. We handing the thing
Can you
off.
play linebacker?
I sure can.
I would like to
Now,
see
box-
that.
I
Sad
was
box.
saying before
listen,
the show he
box
was as much as
safety-
we talked about that.
Box safety is the same as linebacker. It's essentially
Then
the same
why haven't
thing.
they signed you yet?
Because I'm a has-been.
I don't know about that.
Just a has-been.
All right, can you-
You're a healthy body
undrafted
that
free
knows the
agent
system.
has-been.
Can
You're a
anybody
healthy-
name a projected starting linebacker for the Browns this week?
No, because I didn't know that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Deion Jones.
That's
Yeah,
one.
Jones is healthy.
That's one.
And I don't know if it's
Tony Fields.
That's the other one you should know.
Hold on.
Who's the third one?
The one dude that
It was
came
the guy
in.
that made the play last week, and I said, God, I don't even know that guy's
It's like
name.
Paul
Krasinski.
Kruger.
Yeah, it's something ski.
Yeah,
at the
ski.
end.
Wait,
Jordan Kunazic.
That's
Kunasik, that's it.
That's
And
it.
Reggie Ragland, who
Reggie
was signed
Ragland,
off
who they
the-
just picked up
who
last
was
week, is
signed
their
off
only
by
other
the, like,
linebacker.
Whole
He
Foods
from
grocery
he from
line.
Bama
What
though.
about
To come
Jason?
join the
What about
linebacker.
Jason Trusnick? Trusnick's not.
No.
Raven Trone.
Raven
Part of the party, boy.
They only have
He's cut his hair yet.
I don't know. I don't think he did.
Ragland, who they just picked up like 5 days ago, is he's their fourth linebacker. That's it. They don't have anybody else. Unless they picked somebody else.
Scott
in the
Fujita's
list.
available.
Scott Fujita.
Hey, don't
was
do
good in
that. I'm about to
interviews,
say
guys.
He was. Fujita was
Well,
pretty
I think the bottom line here is this is a very sad situation.
Yeah.
And if you're Harbaugh and you're the Ravens and you're looking at who's left for this Browns team, your game plan is really it's already devised for you. The question is, can the Browns, with all of these backup linebackers, stop it? Because the Ravens have had some success recently running it.
Right, but the
The
Ravens have no
starters,
passing game
the
right
starters didn't stop it.
So that's your answer.
And when we come to passing the ball, the Ravens have a very reliable target, big window. You can't
yeah,
miss
no,
it.
they do. How much?
Mark Andrews.
now. Yeah, but you know what? He's not having a good year. He was hurt. He has, and that's not all his fault. He's not getting a ton
Well,
of
you know
targets.
why?
He gonna
Because
get a ton now.
defenses just know that he's the guy you have to stop.
Can anybody name a wide receiver on the Ravens?
And that's why everybody's going after Andrews.
Yes.
DeMarcus Robinson.
That is correct.
But
that's
that's
one.
why.
a
But
great
Bull, to your
Yeah.
point, defenses know if you let your best wide receiver walk in the offseason.
Yeah.
And Andrews was kind of that complimentary guy, but he
Right.
kind of caught balls like a wide receiver. Now
What are they
defenses
doing?
Right.
I was too. That made no sense to me.
Plus, there's
Is
been
Rashad
some
Bates
injury there.
still-
Andrews
there
missing
have
time.
been. There have
Is
been.
Bateman still there? Is he healthy?
Bateman's hurt. He's
Yeah,
out for the year.
What about the pro shade?
I like Bateman, but he's out for
He's
the year.
out.
It's a pro shade.
You know why
guy.
this game
No.
is dangerous?
No.
They got what's his name is Devin Duvernay.
Who's had some games.
He's been all right.
Mike, what did they run the ball against the Browns for the first time of the season? How many rushing yards?
Well, and also
Give me
Dobbins was
15
hurt. He came
seconds.
back
I know.
last week.
I'll have it up.
Okay.
Dobbins had a good game last week.
That's
Sure.
what worries me is Dobbins.
This game
'Cause he
is-
looked
Go Bucks.
like the old
He had over
Dobbins.
100 yards.
He's
Go
getting
Bucks.
there.
This
They
game is
rotate.
dangerous.
You guys
if they
ready? I got the
Yeah.
numbers for you.
Go ahead.
Baltimore had 44 rush attempts for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. Only a 3.6 yard per carry average.
But they
Still
lived on the
160
ground.
yards.
But that was with Lamar, though, too.
So,
Yeah, Lamar had 59. Gus Edwards had 66. Justice Hill had 26.
so all they
Kenyon
running
Drake
backs is
had
healthy,
5.
like Gus,
All of them.
Kenyon
They have Kenyon Drake,
and
Gus
JK?
Edwards, and
J.K.
J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, they running the ball.
And if Hundley plays,
They might run the wing tee.
he can
He's
run.
all right.
He can run.
But he's not Lamar.